Hi, friends, it's Sue. And oh my gosh, where is the time going, right? These are such busy times as we approach the holidays. And man, I am behind schedule. I don't know about you, but anyway, I'm going to show you the first half of the month and then a few days. But I took this little Christmas tree and just added a few little gems to it because it was so plain. I wanted to jazz it up a little bit. So anyway, I've been working on my bucket list and my movies. Not too many movies so far, but a few. Anyway, I'm just gonna get to it. So actually, I found this. This was in a packet of scrapbook paper, and it had the 12 days of Christmas. Each one had a little square. So I thought for the first 12 days, I'll cut those out and add them to the page. So it was just, what I was doing that day. I did a little distress inking with a stencil there, and my son had come over with the wreath that I had ordered from the Boy Scouts, and so I just took a picture of that once it was on the door, and this was at our church. I do this usually every year. I just kind of take a picture of the nativity scene. It starts out kind of bare, and each week they add a little more to it. And also, like, they have the three wise men in various parts of the church, and each week they move the statues a little closer, and it's just kind of a fun tradition that we have. So yeah. So this was the what did I do here? I don't see the second one. I'll have to go back and look for that. I've got one partridge in a pear tree and 3 French hens. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Okay. Duh. What is it? 2 turtle doves. And yeah, it gets busy, and sometimes I just, throw some stuff in. I didn't even glue this down very well. I'll have to go back and fix that. But yeah, if it gets busy, I'm not going to do a whole lot. So the third day, just a little journaling card. This was recommended by my friend Care at My Take at the Lake. She didn't see this on my list of Christmas movies, and I had never heard of it, so I looked it up and watched it, and it was pretty good. So thank you, Care. Fourth day, I got together with 2 teacher friends from many years ago, and we used to go out every month, and then after COVID, we just never got together again, and things just got away from us, and we decided, we ran into each other and said, oh, how did this happen? We gotta get back together again. And so we met at a restaurant and had a nice lunch. And as it is with old friends, you pick up right where you left off. So that was great. 4 calling birds. This was I don't know, some advertisement. I think this was maybe from Mariano's with the coupons come in. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I just wanted to keep that in there. We put our tree up this day. And so I had this little flash card for tree that I got from, there was a freebie from someone. And I put, this didn't come out very well. It kind of came out blurry, but yeah, I stuck it on there anyway because it was just a white background. 5 golden rings. This is just an image from a book or a magazine. I think it was, I don't remember. Just made a journaling card out of it, and then a little poem about the Christmas tree. So that was that. Put a little trim on here, and took a little recipe card and wrote, what we did that day. And this was 6 geese a laying, and also just put some little pictures in there of some decorations I had added. 7 swans a swimming. My husband's cousin and her husband dropped by one night with a plant and some cookies they had made. So they sat with us for a while, and we visited and got caught up on what's been going on. The next day was Sunday, and it was 8 maids and milking. My husband and I went out. We did a lot of gallivanting around. We went to some craft fairs. This was just an envelope, and I just wrote about what we did. We went to a Christmas bazaar, and then we went to our local, we live just 4 doors down from a park conservatory, and so we stopped there. They had, some beverages and cookies and a little bazaar going on. So we wound up going to 3 bazaars that day. But I bought these cookies because they were just incredibly amazing works of art. I don't know how this woman created these cookies. I try the cookies, I make them, and they don't turn out anything like that, but oh well. And then it was Sunday, so the shepherds were added to the scene. So I had some memories of last Christmas, which did not turn out as expected. I got COVID, then my husband got COVID. We wound up staying home and having pizza, and it was not good. 10 Lords of Leaping, this was a Tuesday. My husband and I went to Geneva, Illinois to do some shopping. It's a nice little town. It kind of reminds me a little of Door County. It has a lot of gift shops and antique shops, and you just go from one store to another, and you have a nice lunch. And there's one store called The Little Traveler that has probably, I don't know how many, probably 15, 20 different, maybe not that many, but close to it, little side rooms, separate rooms, and each room is filled with, something else for you to look at and buy. We had a nice lunch. This was my healthy lunch. This was what my husband ordered. So we are very different. So this was the 11th, 11 Pipers Piping. We went out for breakfast. I had a luncheon with my teacher group. The next day I had a breakfast with some other teachers, and, just wrote about the day on the back of that card. Here we had a little brochure on Christmas safety that I had put in there. This was the 12th day that I went out with them. Then the next day, the 13th, so there were no more of these because obviously it's 12 days of Christmas. So from then on, I will be using the date and indicating the day of the week. So the next day, which would have been Friday, my husband and I went to a matinee of A Christmas Carol at our local suburban theater, which turned out to be amazing. The special effects, everything were top-notch. Then that evening, I went to a handbell concert with a friend of mine. We go every year to our local library. They put it on. They have bell ringers who put on a concert. Here they are ringing the bells. And I used to be in a handbell choir at our church, but it stopped after COVID, during COVID, and then it never resumed after that. So now I just listen to other people ringing the bells. So that's when I wrote about all of that. Saturday, we went to Lake Zurich. My hairdresser had told me about this Painted Tree Boutiques. It's just a big building where they have a lot of consignment booths, and each one, is loaded with crafts or antiques, and you just go through and, find what you want. And I was looking for stocking stuffers, but I didn't really find much of anything. But anyway, we went out to dinner and met some friends and did a FaceTime with our daughter and her husband. Sunday, I still have to get a picture of this week of what the stable and nativity scene looks like and stick that in here. I have a little belly band, and this is one of those days I had something on my mind and woke up at 3 a.m. and dwelling on it and fuming about it and couldn't get back to sleep. So I got up and started my baking cookies. And, later I just, wrote a whole bunch about what I'm ticked off about, which I don't normally do, but had to get it down on paper and hopefully out of my system. The next day, yeah, it's just getting busy, so what we're doing here, we were doing a lot of shopping because I do Christmas stockings, and I have to get them in the mail to my daughter in Colorado. We're going out there for Christmas. It looks like the weather's going to be nice enough to drive. But I wanted to get them packed up and ready to be mailed just in case the weather changed and it looked like snow and looked like we might not make that drive. So anyway, I just wanted to get them done, which I did. So we were traipsing around from store to store and picking up the rest of the items that I needed. We have a tradition. I made stockings, started out for my husband and me, and then when the kids came along, I made stockings for my son and my daughter, and they got married. I made one for my son-in-law and then my daughter-in-law, and then the grandkids started coming. And honestly, you be careful what kind of traditions you start, because this was all counter cross stitch, and there are 4 more that are out in Colorado that are not hung here, but man, by the time I got to the last 3, all I could manage was the little rollover cuff on the top. I just couldn't bring myself to do a whole stocking because I was done with counter cross stitch. I really didn't want to do it anymore, but be careful what kind of traditions you start, because you're going to be stuck with them for a while. And anyway, that's where I am for now. Have a little dangle up here ready to go with my next day. And that's where I am, and I'm having fun. But, as we go along and we get closer to Christmas, sometimes it's just going to be the bare minimum that I get down there, and that's okay, because it's a busy time, and you do what you can. So, and if you have to skip a day here or there, you do it. I like to have every day documented, but, it's busy and not everybody has that time. So do what you can, and but it's nice to be able to look back and say, here's what my Christmas month looked like, and here are the things I was doing during that time. So anyway, thanks for coming along and taking a look. If you don't mind, hit the like button, and I will see you next time.